It's 3 a.m., minus 15 degrees. I can't feel my fingers. I've got a 70-degree ice wall ahead of me, and my guide just looked at me and said, "Sir, you want to turn back now?" That was Island Peak. And if you're thinking about climbing a Himalayan, trekking peak, Mera Peak, or Island Peak, you need to watch this video before you book anything. Because most guides, most tour operators, and most YouTube videos are not telling you the full story. I've done both in the same season. And today we're going deep, altitude, difficulty, cost, gear, fitness, who each peak is actually for and which one I'd recommend depending on your experience. Let's go. Welcome back, or if you're new here, this channel is about real adventure travel, no fluff, no sponsored hype. Just honest experiences. So Mera Peak and Island Peak both sit in the Khumbu, Hinku regions of Nepal. Both are classified as trekking peaks by Nepal Mountaineering Association, which basically means they're considered accessible to professional climbers with the right preparation. Both sit above 6,000 meters, and both will absolutely humble you if you show up underprepared, but they are very different experiences. Let me break it all down. Mera Peak sits at 6,476 meters. That makes it the highest trekking peak in Nepal. It's located in the Hinku Valley, southeast of Everest. The approach is long, typically 8 to 10 days just to reach base camp, and the climb itself, it's a high altitude glacier walk, long, exposed, physically exhausting, but the technical difficulty relatively low. Island Peak, or Imja Tse, its official name, stands at 6,189 meters. It's in the Khumbu region, near Chukung, very close to Everest Base Camp. You can combine it with the classic EBC trek. The approach is much shorter, but the climb itself, there's a section, the headwall, that is genuinely technical. We're talking fixed ropes, ice axes, front-pointing crampons, a near vertical ice face. It will test you. So right away you see the paradox. Mera is higher but easier technically. Island Peak is lower but harder on the mountain. Let me walk you through what each climb actually looks like. Day by day, Mera Peak. Most itineraries run 16 to 19 days total. You fly into Lhotse, yes, the most dangerous airport in the world. We'll get into that. And then you head south and east toward the Hinku Valley. You pass through rhododendron forests, cross high passes like Zachua low at 4,600 meters, and gradually build altitude over nearly 2 weeks before you ever set foot on the mountain. Summit day typically starts at 1 or 2 a.m. You gain around 800 to 900 meters of altitude. It's a glacier walk. Almost the entire climb is on snow and ice, but the gradient is gentle enough that fixed ropes are rarely needed. Most climbers use crampons and an ice axe for security, but you won't be hanging off a vertical val. And the reward? Arguably the best 360-degree panoramic view in the entire Himalayas. You can see 5 of the world's 14 8,000-meter peaks from the top: Everest, Lhotse, Cho Oyu, Makalu, Kanchenjunga. It is breathtaking, literally. Island Peak itineraries run 16 to 18 days if you're combining with EBC, or as short as 10 to 12 days if you're going straight to it. You fly into Lhotse, head north through the classic Khumbu Trail, Namche, Tengboche, Dingboche, and reach Island Peak Base Camp at around 5,100 meters. Summit day also starts before dawn. You'll hike across a rocky, lateral moraine, rope up on a glacier, and then this is the moment you hit the head wall. It's roughly 200 meters of 50 to 70 degree ice. You clip into fixed lines. You front point your crampons. You dig your axe in and you climb. For experienced alpinists, this is fun. For beginners, this is where people cry, where people freeze, literally and emotionally, where summit fever meets physical reality. Let's talk difficulty, and I want to be brutally honest here, because I've seen too many videos sugarcoat this. Mera Peak, I would rate it as hard trekking, easy climbing. The main challenge is altitude and duration. 16 plus days is a long time in the mountains. You'll be sleeping above 5,000 meters for several nights. Altitude sickness is the #1 reason people don't summit. If you're a fit hiker who has done multi-day treks, possibly some high-altitude experience like Kilimanjaro or EBC trek, Mera is achievable, but respect the altitude. It will humble you. Island Peak, I would rate it as hard trekking, moderate to hard climbing. You need to be comfortable with, not just exposed to crampons, ice axe, and ascending fixed ropes on steep terrain. I've spoken to guides who've turned back dozens of trekkers on that headwall because they simply weren't prepared. It's not a death trap. People summit every day. During season Biepen, if you've never been on a 60 degrees wall before, Island Peak is not the place to learn for the first time. My honest verdict, Mera Peak is better for your first Himalayan peak. Island Peak rewards climbers who already have some technical mountain experience. Let's talk training, because both peaks will expose any weakness in your fitness. No shortcuts here. For Mera, your focus should be cardiovascular endurance and altitude acclimatization. You should be running, hiking, cycling, building your aerobic base for months before the trip. Practice hiking with a loaded pack for 6 to 8 hours. If you can get to altitude before the expedition, even a weekend at 3,000 meters helps. For Island Peak, everything above applies, plus you need upper body strength, technical skills practice. You should take a basic mountaineering course. Learn how to use crampons properly, not just strap them on, but actually move on steep ice. Practice Jumar ascending, get on indoor climbing walls, do weighted pull-ups and step-ups. The head wall will ask something of your arms and core that Mera never will. Now, money. Let's be real about what this actually costs. Both peaks require a climbing permit from Nepal Mountaineering Association. As of the current season, that's around USD $125 for Mera and USD $125 for Island Peak spring season. Autumn is slightly cheaper. Guided expeditions, and both peaks should be done with a guide, unless you have serious alpine experience, will typically run. Mera Peak, $1,500 to $3,500 all in from Kathmandu, depending on group size, operator quality, and inclusions. Budget operators exist. Do your research. Your guide's experience and rescue plan matters at 6,400 meters. Island Peak, $1,800 to $4,000 plus all in, slightly more due to technical gear requirements, guide credentials, and the logistical complexity of the climb. Add international flights, gear rental or purchase, travel. Insurance with high-altitude evacuation cover, which is non-negotiable, and you're realistically looking at $4,000 to $8,000 total for either trip depending on where you travel from. Gear. Quick breakdown. Both peaks require mountaineering boots rated for crampons, ice axe, harness, helmet, down, jacket, base layers. Trekking poles, high-altitude sleeping bag rated to at least -20. Island Peak additionally needs ascender Jumar, confidence on fixed ropes, practice at home. Some operators provide technical gear as part of the package, but verify this. If you're renting in Kathmandu, totally fine for a first. Expedition, Thamel has it all. If you're buying, check out gear brands, and I've left a full gear list in the description. Okay, the question you actually came here for. Which one? Should you climb? Choose Mera Peak if this is your first Himalayan peak. You're a strong trekker but limited technical climbing. Background: you want the ultimate panoramic summit view. You prefer a more remote, less touristy experience. You want to genuinely say you've stood above 6,400 meters. Choose Island Peak if you've already done Mera, Kilimanjaro, Mont Blanc, or similar. You have basic cramponing and ISAC skills. You love technical challenge and pushing into real alpinism. You want to combine it with the classic EBC trek. The headwall excites you rather than terrifies you. And here's a spicy take: do Mera first, Island Peak second. Use Mera to get Himalayan altitude experience, understand your body's response above 6,000 meters, and build confidence. Then come back for Island Peak with that foundation. That's what I wish someone had told me before I booked. Look, both of these peaks are genuinely life-changing. Experiences standing at 6,000 meters anywhere in the Himalayas, looking out over some of the biggest mountains on Earth, is something that rewires you. I don't say that lightly. But you have to respect the mountain, prepare properly, hire a good guide, get the right insurance, train for months, not weeks. I've linked everything in the description, gear lists, recommended operators I've personally used or vetted, training plans, the permit process, all of it. If this video helped you, the biggest thing you can do is hit subscribe and share it with whoever you know who's planning a Himalayan climb. These videos take a lot of effort, and your support is what keeps this channel running. Comment below, Mera or Island Peak, which is calling you? I read every comment. Now go train.